Today I'm joined by Pat Smullen. How are things, Pat?
Yeah, not too bad now. Just getting through things and feeling a bit better every day. So we're getting there slowly but surely.
That's good, Pat. Obviously, it's a huge disappointment that you've had to pull out of the Pat Smullen Champions Race for Cancer Trials Ireland, but at the same time, I'm sure you're delighted with the lineup that you have. 9 legends of past retired jockeys now all coming out of retirement. There's not many men that, or anybody who would be able to get these men all lined up on one day, so it's a fair achievement to get these lads to turn up.
Yeah, no, it's great. It really truly is an unbelievable lineup, and I'm really grateful to the lads to agree to do it. And it very much is a one-off thing in that I can assure you that you'll never see some of them ride on the track again. So it's definitely a last chance opportunity to see some of the past great riders perform for one last time. Yeah, on a personal level, it is very disappointing that I'm not going to be able to take part. It's just not physically possible while you're on the treatment. I just wouldn't be strong enough to take part, and even more so is disappointing is the fact that I was in the middle of preparations and riding out and getting back ready and really looking forward to riding at the new Cora. So so that's the disappointing side of it, but we have to deal with that and move on, and it's going to be a great weekend's racing, but not taken away from obviously the highlights of the 2 days. But I do think that this could be the race of the weekend.
No, I definitely agree with you. A lineup of Tony McCoy, 20 times champion jockey, Ruby Walsh, 12 times champion jockey Paul Carberry, Johnny Murtagh, Joseph O'Brien, Kieran Fallon, Ted Durkin, Richard Hughes and Charlie Swan. You couldn't get a better lineup than that. Obviously, the only way that'd be better is if you were the 10th man lining up. But unfortunately, as you said, you can't. But a great mix of champion national hunt jockeys and champion flat jockeys.
Yeah, well, look, that was the aim to, when we sat down first and started speaking about it, and to be fair, Anthony McCoy was suggested that maybe we should just try and keep it all to champions and past champions, and keeping it in line with the theme of the weekend being Champions Weekend, and I think that has worked really, really well, and just only looking at it there last night. They're all Irish, homegrown, past great riders. You know what I mean? They've all started out. They're all Irish and all started out their careers in Ireland. So that's something very special for Irish racing as well, and it just highlights what jockeys that this country has produced and continue to produce.
Most definitely. And looking forward to Champions Weekend. We start in Leopardstown on the Saturday, September 14th. They've had to switch back because of the All-Ireland replay, which seems like a sensible decision of what they've done. And then back to the new Curragh with the new stand and everything. Some fabulous races lined up, some fabulous horses. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. It is very unfortunate with the clash with these things out of everybody's control, but it would have been nice to have the Leopardstown stand alone with no distractions from any other major sporting event. But anyway, that's the way it is, and they did the right thing in bringing the times back, and we just have to get on with it and hope that the crowds aren't affected too much, because that's the whole drive behind the weekend as well, is that obviously the amazing racing, but is to try and attract the general public to come racing to watch the great racing that's on show. So unfortunate, but they're dealing with it as best they can, and then we roll on to the Curragh, and I think it's going to be huge, to be honest with you. The one thing that I really hope is that we have good fine weather. I think it's going to attract a huge crowd, and I think the charity race is going to be a huge contributor to that, to be fair. And so we're really looking forward to a great day there. And as I said, so far the support that it's been receiving is nothing short of overwhelming. And let's hope they can continue to do that and come and attend on the day, which would be great, and create a great atmosphere for that should be a great day's racing.
Definitely, and it's for Cancer Trials Ireland. Tell us a little bit about what they do up there in Finglas on Old Finglas Road in Glasnevin, and exactly what the money will go towards that's raised, Pat.
Well, they do amazing work, and they're only a small organisation, and they need all the help they can get. Obviously, it is what it says. It's trials. They're researching on trials to combat and to target all cancers. But obviously, the position that I am in, and with it being pancreatic, we're very adamant that all these funds are directed directly towards kind of trials to pancreatic cancer. So they have two trials that are ready to go with this money, and one is creating a new drug that will work on pancreatic cancer, and then the other trial is in radiotherapy. So I can assure everybody that's donating that every penny will go directly towards that and will make a huge difference. To this, like most things, charities, they're totally dependent on funding, and this is no different. And this money will be greatly received by them and put to good use. And we're very confident that it will, which I've always hoped, and this is what we set out to do, is to make a difference. And all the signs are that it will.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, listen, hopefully we can raise as much money as possible, like you said, to go to a brilliant cause. Pat, before I let you go, looking back, obviously your career was cut short because of illness, but looking back on it, you were a 9 times champion jockey. You won 9 Irish Classics, I think, 2 English Classics, one being the Epsom Derby. You had a fabulous road and you had some great big days.
Yeah, no, I was very fortunate, and would have liked to have obviously carried on for another couple of years, but it is what it is, and you look back, but I look back with great fondness of having had I think I made the most of every opportunity that I got, and we were very fortunate to ride a lot of good winners for a lot of good people, and I was fortunate to work for the right people, and it was we had some great days, and we were lucky enough to ride a classic winner in France, and we ride a couple of winners in Art Day as well, and so we had America was good to me as well, so we're very fortunate that I had a very good career, and desperately would have liked to put a 10th championship to the 9, put into double figures, but it wasn't to be, and but no regrets whatsoever. Look back with great fondness to the career that I had.
And the sport is in great hands now with the youth that was following you behind, with some great young lads riding now, Pat. You must be delighted to see that so many good young apprentices and now professional young lads doing so well.
Yeah, no, it's great that they're all. I think there's a good band of young lads coming along. Obviously the Andy Slatterys and Ben Cohens and Gavin Ryans are all doing really, really well, and the future looks bright for them. The one thing that concerns me, which doesn't really affect Andy, but the majority of the other lads, is that they are quite big lads, and fighting weight is which is part and parcel of any jockey's life. But it is something that does worry me a little bit, that it's getting tougher and tougher, and I've not been on record before saying that I think the weights need to be looked at again, and hopefully that will happen in the near future, and that we don't lose some of these talented lads that are just unfortunately not able to carry on making weight. So while we have a great band of good young riders there at the moment, the next couple of years could be very, very tricky for some of them in that respect, and I think we have a duty as the governing bodies to try and help them along, and it's another opportunity for me to say that I do think that the time has come for them to just have a look at the weight scales again, and see if something can be done to help those lads in the future.
I couldn't agree with you more, Pat. 100%. Like you see, all kids now, they're growing bigger and they're born bigger children nowadays. So it's definitely something that needs to be looked at.
The human race is bigger now than what you were dealing with 25, 30, 40 years ago. You know what I mean? Things change, times move on. they want to and rightly so, they want to change the riding rules. They want to adapt with the whip. They want to adapt with horse health and health and safety, and all of that is very positive. But this is something that needs to be looked at and adapt to too. And I do feel it's something that's been overlooked a little bit.
Well, hopefully that's what they will look at, because 100% agree, Pat. Pat, listen, thanks very much for taking the time. You're very good, and hopefully will you be able to make it to Leopardstown and the Curragh, or will you just turn up to the Curragh?
I don't think I'll make the 2 days, because to be honest, we have the dinner, the charity dinner on the Saturday night in the Shelburne, which is in conjunction with the charity as well. So if I get there and then the Curragh, I won't be missing the Curragh anyway, So I doubt if I put in 2 days racing and the dinner as well, I just wouldn't be able for all of that. So we'll handle it away. But we've a big charity, just to give it a mention. We've a big online charity auction that's gonna be, it's open now and will run until Saturday or until Sunday. But with a few of the auction items being sold on the Saturday night at the dinner, so hopefully that will make a lot of money for us as well.
Yeah, brilliant, and we'll share that as much as we can. Hopefully, like we said, as much money made as possible. Listen, Pat, thanks very much.
Anytime, if there's anything else, just give me a text or whatever, and I appreciate you putting it out there, because all the publicity we get is great received.
That's no problem, Pat. Listen, take care, and we'll hope to see you at the Curragh on Sunday week.
Please God.
Take care, Pat. Bye-bye.
Well, thanks, man.